And you can see we're quite festive behind. I hope you are going to enjoy the lights. Lights, camera, action. Let's try and do this, shall we? So we're going to keep the music down to a minimum. So guys, welcome. We're going to be doing the 2v2 tier list. Now, the amount of people in YouTube, in Twitch, saying to me, Widgie, where's the team tier list at, bro? And I've got to say, trying to do this for 3v3, 4v4, I think is very, very difficult. But 2v2 is the kind of next step to sort of team competitive games, I would say. 2v2 is the next one on the list. So what we're going to be doing here is we're not going to be doing what people think we're going to be doing, which is trying to come up with combination civs that are really, really OP. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be judging the civ on its own, but in a team-based environment. So, for example, let's take an example here. China, right? China in a 1v1 situation is a very strong civilization, but in a team-based scenario, because of their banner armies, it makes them more difficult to try and synergize with teammates for easy comps, okay? So China would drop down on the list. China would drop a little bit from where they are right now in a 1v1 situation when you move them to a 2v2. So this is what I'm trying to say. We've got to try and define what we're doing first before we start this, all right? I don't want to be boring. I know some of you are probably falling asleep, but we've got to be really on it with how we're defining civs, all right? So we can start left to right here. That might be the easiest. And Animus, yes. By the way, any big team players out there, please, guys, let me know. I need your help right now. People who play team regularly, you know way more than me. I dabble in team games here and there, but you know this is not just for me. This is a sort of a collaboration. I need your help because people are crying out for it. The community is crying out for some kind of tier list for 2v2. So can we do it? Can we do it together? Come on. Let's try. So the first civ is one. I'm going to do the ones that I play in team games. So Russia. Now, I think Russia is quite strong. So normally in 1v1, you'd see Russia maybe floating around C or D. I think they're definitely B as a team civilization. They are picked a lot more regularly in team games, and their Strelitz as a unit comp is very, very good. This is something you've also got to bear in mind, guys, when you're doing these team games, is normally you're just going to be massing one type of unit most of the time, you know? So it's a bit different. Anyway, let's be fast. So Russia, I'm going to put in B, okay? So another civ that I play is India, and to be honest, I think India is a pretty strong civ in team. I think they're A, definitely, in it. India might even be S. Oh my God, it's already changing. Okay, let me see what I can do. So China. So China, let's put China in B for now. Now Aztec, I think Aztec are very good in team. I think they have good capabilities in team games. I'm going to put them in A for now for Aztecs. They have great possibilities with going on water, for example, if there was a water map and if they had to. Also with the Noble War Hut age up, which is the predominant thing that people do. They're very good at booming, booming is definitely more possible in team games because your teammate can cover you whilst you boom. So it's very different in a 1v1 sense where you could be under pressure a lot earlier. In team games, the boom is more possible. So I think you have to take in booming with civs and stuff like that as well. And India are also very good for the boom because they had a recent Kali Mata change, makes them very good as well. And also you do have the Flail Elephant card, and the Urumi team card as well. So lots of team cards for India. People saying Russia is going to be A. Let's see. We'll make tweaks at the end. We'll definitely make tweaks at the end. Now, United States, I think, are very strong in team. I'm going to put them at an S for now. But if I put them at an S, maybe India needs to be up there as well. We're doing a bit of jiggling around. So yeah, maybe something like this potentially. So we'll leave that potential there. I think Brits are still very strong. Once again, great at booming, great at going on water. Pretty much still a really strong civ all round. Can go full cav. Now, full cav can be kind of devastating if they just go full hussar and do that kind of play. So I think Brits are definitely up there, most definitely. Now, I think they're probably, I'd probably say something like that. There we go. So I'd say Brits are definitely at the top end of A. Now, Dutch, I think, are a very good choice for team games as well, because Dutch, very similar to Brits as well, that they can turtle, they can go for the full bank, they can do so much, and they can just spam one kind of unit. Like, the Reiters are a fantastic unit once they're fully decked. The fact that they're one population as well makes them very, very good. Dutch, the 150 pop army is huge. Yeah. So I think Dutch are definitely up in the A tier section. I would say on a team basis. So you're saying Russia is better than China? Yeah, definitely. I think in team games, 100%. Now, this is where I'm going to struggle, ladies and gents. I'm going to struggle with Ethiopia. Now, what are we saying for Ethiopia? This is where I'm going to struggle. Saying a low S. Oh, no, Dutch high A, low S. Sorry, I thought you were talking about Ethiopia. Yeah, I don't know Ethiopia because I never see. So Kevin there coming in with a strong B. S tier if Perez plays them. They have bad eco. Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know. Let's put them in B. I rarely see them on the ladder, so it's really difficult for me to say where they lie in a team-based sense. I never really see them being played that much at all. We got French. Once again, I think French are very, very good. I think they're around here. Very strong. Just like Brits, just like Dutch at the moment, really. Just no matter what you put them in, they seem to be very good. Yeah, it's all more about the late game focus with team games as well. And it's boom capability, it's eco capability, and also their unique units plays a huge part, and late game techs and stuff like that. A really, really big part in team games. So something to bear in mind when comparing to 1v1, you know. Yeah, so we got Germany here. Germany, I might put Ethiopia down into C, to be honest. Potentially. I don't know just yet. The javelin in team is great for Ethiopia. Okay. Timothy. Goodbye, Timothy. Yeah, so Germany. What do we say? What are we saying? What are we saying? Germany's a tricky one. What are we thinking? I mean, they've got to be better than China, haven't they? Like, overall in a team-based sense. Germany's just great. Yeah, I mean, I'm tempted to put them around here, to be honest, because they're just so strong. S. Should you put them up here? As I say, guys, it's not just about me. This is more like the 1v1 tier list that I did, just to give you some background. Like the 1v1 tier list, I was more comfortable doing the majority of it on my own because of my experiences and just from casting so many games, getting an understanding of how strong civs are. 2v2, I'm a little bit more in the dark, and I haven't played all the civs in team-based games whatsoever. So this is where I'm going to need your help, guys. So make sure to let me know in the comments or in the chat right now what you think. Patrick saying, I don't know how Germany and India are above Brit and Dutch, though. Okay. I'd say a high A tier. Okay. Freelance, constant raiding, high skill ceiling, no, but S for sure. Okay, all right. Line coming in there. Okay. So we might have to have a discussion about where Brits, French, Dutch, if they are actually really below India and the United States. Maybe we might have to change something like this, potentially, or we bring Brits up into S. I'm not too sure. Move Brit, Dutch up, and India, Germany down to A. Okay. All right. So Brit, Dutch up. Okay, so I see what you're saying. So what about this? What do you guys think about this? Is that better? How are we looking? Better? India way better? Okay, all right. We'll see. I think that's better. Okay, people still saying India's S tier. Okay, so Hausa, I kind of want to put Hausa. I'm not too sure if Hausa is actually better than Ethiopia. I think they probably are slightly. I'd put Hausa maybe in a C. Or what do you guys think? Are they worthy of moving up into a low B? Once again, I never really see Hausa or Ethiopia on team games whenever I play. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? You'll never please everyone, that's it. It's all about pleasing the majority, you know. As long as we please the majority, we should be all good. Okay. Now, is Inca down where it should be in D here?
Let me introduce you to my little
Hey, Spartan2935, thank you very much for the follow, dudes. Welcome to the firm. And also, Play Coffee. Thanks for the follow, man. 10 minutes ago there. If you're still in chat, thank you very much, dude. What is a good USA build for 2v2? I don't know. I normally get a lot of state militia spam when I play team games. Like, I get a lot of age 2 pressure. And also, you've got options for Gatling spam in age 3 as well. That's what I've come up against. Is a lot of state militia, a lot of Gatling most of the time. And it can be very challenging to try and beat. Whether or not states are actually like here, I'm not too sure yet. We'll have to see. So let's move on then to Haud. Inca good. Oh, is Inca good? They're better than Ethiopia because jabs get heavy multiplier against heavy cav. Yeah, okay, cool. Just let me know. Like, we're going to leave Inca there for now, but you know, if we need to change, we can do. Now, Haud, I think Haud are very good. Now, Haud are very good because you can go like FI, you can go more for the light cannon play later on. I think Haud have a lot going for them. Now, would I say they're better than China? Potentially. Would I say they're better than Aztec? Move them up into the A potentially? I don't know. I think Haud are very, very good. I think very underrated civ, especially in a team game sense as well. Okay, we'll leave that there for now. Moving on swiftly to Japan. Now, Japan. Ethiopia jabs get more range resist while Hausa is more of a multiplier. Okay. Hey, Conditional One, thank you very much for the follow, my friend. Come on in. We are trying to do the impossible, which is the 2v2 tier list here. A lot of people have asked for it, and I'm getting the help of you guys a lot more with this tier list. So hopefully we can come to some decent consensus. That is the word, isn't it? A consensus. The Japan Samurai raid late game is good. Yeah, if you want to be toxic. Also, the Nagis as well, raiding can be very brutal as well. Yeah, Yumi is good in team. Yeah, I think Japan is pretty darn good. I would be willing to put Japan in front of Russia here. Right there. Yeah. That's where I'd be comfortable putting them. And that's fair. Slightly above Russia, but not as strong as, you know, India and Brits and Dutch, but definitely up there. I think that's fine. We'll leave that there for now. Ottomans. Now, Ottomans, very strong civ. A lot of people are banning Ottomans. This is in 1v1s, though. Like, with recent tournaments, a lot of people just outright banning Otto because of their recent changes, making them pretty darn strong compared to where they used to be, with the Delhi, with the Abbas Gunner now getting a slight buff. I think they're in a good place. Now, in a team game sense, what are we thinking? I'm struggling with this one. I'm tempted to put them into the A bracket as well, but not hugely up there, you know? Not amazing, but above average, I think. They're still crazy good in my opinion. Okay. All right. They send the irregulars in team, they just said. India SS, Dutch low A. You think Dutch is a low A? A lot of people saying India's very good. Okay. Well, let's have a look here. Yeah, just make Abbaswell teammate goons. Yeah, that's true. The Abbas Gunners are pretty wild. Let's move them up a little bit then to around with Japan here. Let's leave it there. Moving on to Portuguese. Now, I think the Portuguese are very good. If you don't have any bans on any of the cards, I think they're very, very good. I would put Ports up in the high A bracket. I'd put them alongside India, maybe just a little bit lower than India. I'm not sure, maybe even above in maybe there, because the water play, water play is a lot more important in team games. And I think Ports very, very good there. But we are just looking at 2v2s, not really the 3v3 and the 4v4, but we're just focusing more on 2v2 here. And I think Ports are pretty darn strong. So I think we should leave it there for the Ports. Yeah. We're not going to assume that card's going to get it. Yeah, I'm team Ports can boom more. Yeah, very, very good boom capability, especially with the recent cards. Kind of wild, I think. So I think we'll leave that there. Moving on, we've got the good old Lakota, a civ that I rarely see nowadays. Now, I think Lakota is better in team than in 1v1. I think they've got great Buffalo cards. They've got just, I don't know, they seem to do better and have a better role to play in a 2v2 game than they would in a 1v1. So I think I'm going to be nice. I think I'm going to put them definitely here alongside China in the B. Yeah, I think that's where they're going to go. Most definitely. We are going to definitely rejig some of these around, I think. I think maybe India should go up into S potentially. Maybe Dutch go into high A. We'll see. You think they beat China? Okay. All right. Well, potential. So let's just leave it there for now. Moving on to the next one, guys, we have Spain. So Spain, still pretty strong civ all round for 1v1s in team games. This is a tricky one for me. What do you guys think? Honestly, I'm going to throw this one out to you. I am a bit unsure of Spain, to be honest. What do you guys think with this one? Lion coming in with the C. Nah, that's got to be. It's got to be a troll. C. Explain yourself. C or B? No, honestly, for real, explain yourself. Spain feels a B or lower tier due to the FF and the timings not being as strong in 2v2. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking that, because it, as I say, if you try an FF timing, just with the Spanish standard FF timing, yeah, it just doesn't. That's what Spain has to offer a lot of the time, in a 1v1 situation, is you do that timing push with the FF, you get the tempo, you do serious damage, and then you have that advantage. But in a 2v2, I feel like it can be defended a lot easier. Yeah. And I think booming capabilities for Spain is limited. I think they solely rely on the XP, the tempo from cards, and also in 2v2s, TP lines can be contested way more, I think, and it can be more difficult for Spain to actually lock down a trade line. So it's a little bit different. So yeah, I mean, I think low B. I think they're going to be behind Lakota and China, to be honest. The Soldado is pretty crazy late game though. Oh yeah, there's probably definite things you can do with Spain, but I think putting them in the low B is fair. I think that's a fair place for them to be. So now we have Swedes. Now, I have seen a lot of Swede team games, and Swedes are pretty darn strong in team, just like they are pretty strong in 1v1s at the moment. So I would definitely put them in A. Where I would put them is another question. Would I put them in front of Russia? Would I put them in front of Otto? It's tricky. The hacker pellet, of course, you can mass hacker pellets. That's great kind of comp. You can sort of go hacker pellet with one team and the other person could go skirms. So you go skirm hacker pellet. That could be really, really juicy combination. Yeah, they're S, but without hackers, they're A. Hackett is a unit you need to micro and doesn't spray down everything. Yeah, so I think it's difficult because it depends what kind of elo range you're talking about. And obviously, I don't want to get into the whole debate about that. But we're looking at a broad sense just across the entire spectrum of players. Overall, hackers are a very strong unit. And I think in a 2v2 sense, if your teammate allows you to mass up the hackers and can defend you getting into Age 3 and essentially booming and getting the hackers out, then yeah, I think definitely as a minimum mid-A. I would probably say, are they better than India though? It's more the unit rather than the booming capabilities in late game. But still, like, think about it. Blackberries now, the Blackberry Bush card is unlimited. So your Torps can just continue with that, which is fantastic. So they still have a food source for that long. I don't know how useful that is, but you would say that they're below Japan, just below Japan. Japan do what Sweden does, just better in team. Okay. It's tricky, isn't it? I don't know, maybe let's stick with something like this. I did say mid-A. We'll stick with that just now, and then we'll see if there's any tweaking that we can do at the end. Now, Mexico. Another civ that I'm not too versed in team games. Japan up. Okay, all right. We'll do changes at the end, I promise. Let's just do these last 3 civs, and then we can rejiggle, remove around and see what's up. Yeah, Japan up. Yeah, Japan, infinite torps. That is true. That's very true, actually. That is very true. Much better in team. Okay, all right. Okay, we'll move that. I agree with you. Yeah, it makes sense. You can have a shrine and it doesn't run out and it has better longevity. Torps obviously have high collection rate, but they run out. Whereas shrines, they just have infinite. They have to have the longevity. What is what you need in team games. So, yeah. Much better in teams. Yeah, okay, we'll put them above there and then we'll see what we can move around potentially. Okay, so what are we doing for Mexico, guys? Moving on. What are we doing? What are we thinking for Mexico? There's so many strats you can do. I mean, Lionheart, you're in here. You're a Mexico fan, right? You've definitely played Mexico quite a bit. Have you played them in team? What are they like? Mexico, in my opinion, honest opinion, is A tier, has eco and can do whatever is needed to cover unit comps in a 2v2, thanks to having so many options. Yeah, they are super versatile. I think I think Mexico and USA, the most versatile civs in the game. Hands down. Yeah, they can rush well, they can boom well. Yeah, Mexico can do anything. I love the Team Tower, TC, and of course map hacks. Italy quite good. Yeah, that's the Knights of the Round Table, isn't it? That's the map hack. Yeah. I put them here. Are they better than India, though? Great. That's a great question. I think potentially, maybe not. Who knows? Let's leave them up at the high A for now. And then we'll see. Maybe some of these need to move a little bit. We'll see. Okay. Now, this is obviously another one of Lionheart's favourite civs here. And I know he's probably going to be already in here. I think Italy are pretty good in team games. I think with the Lombards, it's just insane. If you don't pressure an Italian player in team games, they will just become out of control. It's that kind of thing of it's all down to whether or not you rush Italy and you make that strategy to rush Italy early, because if you don't, the Lombards are just insane. And you have the Bersagliers, or Bersaglieris, or as Harrison likes to say, the Tagliatellis. So I think they are very strong. I'd probably put them around here, slightly below Mexico, because they have a great boom with the Lombards. They have great options for cards in late game. And their skirm unit is insane as well, the Bersaglier. So, yeah. Sorry, ladies and gents. The Tagliatellis, that's it. The Fusilis. Yeah. So we'll put them there, definitely. You can get punished by a timing push. That is very true. That is very, very true. Now, Malta, I think Malta has got to be a great kind of team civ. You know, with the fact that you can build the fixed guns, you can, you know, you just have the capability. There's a question with the barracks, the racks is with Malta, the camps. I can't remember what they're bloody called now. Is it field camps? Can they heal your allies' troops? Because I've never played Malta really in a team game. Is that possible? It's not possible. So they can't heal those units. Right, okay. I'm just trying to see what Malta adds to the table as a team civ. As a 2v2, what would Malta add? I mean, Malta can go the classic, obviously the bow pike play, but I don't know. Yeah, it's they don't. I'm trying to think of any kind of cards. Yeah, I did say about the fixed guns and walls. Okay. Insane eco, insane late game. I guess with the eco, yeah, of course, because you could go for the classic sort of German immigrants, can't you? Well, the German tongue, not the German immigrants, that's USA. You could go for the German tongue. You could then go for the Wigner Court, the fixed guns, the depots give team insane map control. Yeah, I guess if they're played well, if you utilize all of the unique things about Malta, they can become pretty strong. And yeah, like cav switching's easy because you'll have commanderies up, right? Commanderies will provide your order hussars, they'll provide your order dragoons. So yeah, you could easily switch up. Yeah, don't forget the hoops with the rockets. Yeah, I mean, it's been a while since I've seen that. Yeah, a high skill ceiling civ. Yeah, very, very true. I think really understanding where to build depots. Like, there's so many things about that civ. It's very similar to Italy as well. Like these new civs have so much stuff, so much little things, little text, little just buildings that you don't know about, how to use them. And yeah, I just feel like there's so much content in the new civs, and it means that it takes longer to understand them and master them. So in that instance, yeah, it's difficult. They have a team plus 2% HP, but no one uses it. Really? What is that? Is that stackable or just 2%? More cards you send, more HP increase. Yeah, that's true. Hey, how you doing, man? Yes, I do have a tier list on 1v1s. I did one not too long ago. You can check that out on my YouTube. So link is down below, or you can do the social command, and you'll be able to get it. So, yeah, I think Malta... Are they below Italy? Big question. Real talk. Are they side by side with Italy here? Their only weakness in 2v2 is they sort of slow, so ally can get overwhelmed. Yeah, they do take a while to get online. They're a little bit slow, but it depends. Obviously, if you wanted to go for a rush strat and not go for eco, they could work quite well. If both of you decided to rush, they could do very well with like a double field hospital opening. S, in my opinion. Ooh, I don't know about that. Let's leave it there. Expo's best unit, cost effective. It is, yeah. It's very similar to like the Strelets with Russia. Very cheap units. And yeah, very, very, very powerful. I mean, the crossbows with their with steel bolts, their siege damage is insane. I mean, that's just undeniable. You don't need a mortar. You don't need a falc to take buildings down. You just use the bloody crossbows. You know? Okay. Age 1 Hospitaller card. Stating team plus 2%, but obviously any other card is better. Yeah, like, I don't know, like 2% just for your team, just one time is not that amazing, I would say. But, okay, we're here, guys. What do we think? This is the time to put your case forward if we need to change anything. right now. Real talk. Have a look. What are you guys thinking? What looks to you just not right? Give me your reasoning, your justification. Tell me right now. Okay, so we got the first one here. Bro Tech says, Haud is not an A. Really? You don't have to send German tongue? Oh, is this for, yeah. Yeah, it is difficult. Yeah, we're trying to base the civ on its own merits as a team civ. Well, not a team, as a 2v2. We're not focusing so much on the 3v3 and the 4v4 because it can start to get a little bit too much. So we're just looking at it on a 2v2 basis. We're looking at the civ on its own, looking at its late game capabilities, looking at its eco boom capabilities, its tech, its team-based cards. We're looking at that kind of stuff along with its unique units. What can it do? What can it provide for a good comp to another civ? That's the kind of things that we're thinking about, right? Italy should be a low A. Terrible at cav, and a turtle civ which isn't great in team. Only late game are they decent. That's true. So if they don't come under too much pressure and they're not really attacked too much, they do have quite a significant boom. I see what you're saying. I would say then, if we say that, I would probably say that. What about this? Bear with me. We're making some adjustments. Taking on some of your opinions here. We're doing a real big bit of jigging around here. What about that? What about that? I am taking a lot on board of what you guys are saying. Right, we've made our first amendments. What are we looking at? Let's have a quick read of chat. There's a lot going on. So, already looks much better. Thank you. I'm trying to... What do we think about USA? Quickly. What do we think? Is India S? I think India is S tier. Let's think about it, right? You've got the Carney Martyr buff. Fantastic for India. You've also got... you have got the Flail Elephant card. It's kind of a meme thing in Age 2 as a pressure point. But still... very good card. You've got Team Urumi card in Age 3. You also have just great options to Water Boom as well. And India gets a villager every shipment as well. So just the longer the game goes on, the more eco. You know, they have a great roster of units, so they can just switch to whatever. You know, they can go full Gurkha. They can go they can go into Ellis. You know, they can go Hauda. You know, I think that India are strong in 1v1 as well. I think India top 5 in 1v1. Are they number 2 in team games though? Or should Ports be up there? Should Ports be in front of Malta here in an S tier? Or should they be down here? Yeah, that's a good question. Can you explain why Otto is in A tier? In 2v2, I think Howard is fine. They can easily go scam goo. You have those big elephants that, yeah. So Otto, it's tricky. It's tricky. I think Otto's booming capabilities and their later economy. It's tricky though. Maybe they do need to be higher. It's hard. It's difficult. France too high. I don't know. To be honest, don't play enough team. I think they're good. Not sure about the best though. Yeah, like what is the best? This is difficult. No one's really... I don't think I've seen anyone do a 2v2 tier list before. It's a tricky one. Saying France is too high. I think maybe they could be below here. Maybe... yeah, maybe just below Japan and Sweden because they have such capabilities with the torps, with the shrines... Maybe they're just a little bit below there. But I still think they're better overall than these civs, I think. Team Infantry Combat. Yeah, they do that. It's a good card. It's a very good card. I think India is the best. India are pretty damn strong. But where does USA stand? I don't know. I don't feel comfortable putting this in number one because I can't really justify it. You know? I can't say, if somebody says to me, explain USA, I'll be like, I don't know. Well, I'll just be referring to a lot of the stuff that is in a 1v1 situation. Okay, we're going to make... I think Otto is worse than A tier in team. Otto's booming only exists when your teammate can 2v1 in the first 10 minutes. Okay, let's move this up. Maybe... Is Dutch honestly better than Ports? I just don't believe it. And that is a lot of S tier, isn't it? That's what I'm worried about. We've got a lot of civs in S tier. We don't want this many in S tier. Right, hang on. I'm just trying to... What about that? What about that? Yeah, okay. So we must remember, guys, we're doing a 2v2 tier list. So if we have team cards, team, infantry, or military unit cards, they're not going to be as effective as, let's say, it would in a 3v3 or a 4v4, right? Civ lacks tempo. Well, you don't necessarily have to have tempo in team games. Like, I think India has a fantastic slow, you could say a slow economic boom, you know? If that makes sense. Their eco grows slowly, but it gets out of hand. And also the Carni Martyr with its recent buff, you can go Carni Martyr H2, you get 15% gather rate with a huge radius now. The radius has been increased. It's gone from 10 to 15% gather rate increase for any resources. So I think that also coupled in with the fact that in H2 they have fantastic units. They have a full roster. Yeah, they have great early eco. If you go Carni. If you don't go Carni, you still have great sea booming opportunities, so water booming, because you've also got to take that into account with civs, because, you know, a lot of the time if there is water, one of the teammates out of the two should go water. You only need the big Ellies that kill 50 skirms. You don't think they're number one, Patrick? Well, what is number one in your eyes, Patrick? Come on. You don't think they're number one either? Well, we've got to pick a number one, guys. We have to have a number one. So what do you think it is? Brit? Okay. I mean, Brit are very strong, aren't they? They just are. They're a menace. People saying USA because of the Gatlins. Yeah, the Gatlins are pretty brutal, but I think, once again, their Gatlins are great from an FF perspective, from a Fast Fortress perspective early on in the game, but I think they're not as potent as you think they are. And they're quite easy to deal with, I think. If you know how to deal with the Gatlins, have a couple of Colves ready and 3 Gatlins go down. So I think it's... yeah, trying to beat it... Yeah, I mean, it's because of the banner armies. Really suffers with China. And their booming capabilities, I mean, they can go for Porcelain Tower in H3. They can do that kind of stuff. So, but I just feel like they lack, because of the fact that you have to go banner armies, I feel like it really, you can't synergize that well with comps. I feel like they can be a bit of a struggle. They're not terrible, but I think they're slightly below average in a team game scenario. Sweden is S tier. Hacker spam, easy win. Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? It's very, very tricky. Maybe Sweden, but see, I think Japan is ahead of Sweden because of the late game potential. Could be number one. I love China in 2v2s, but it could just be me. Pairing would say Russian, just drowning people in units. Yeah, I think it's... well, I mean, it is tricky, isn't it? We are going to have disagreements here. What about that? I think we got to leave. I think we got to leave it somewhere because it's been quite a while. We've been doing this now for like 45 minutes. We've been doing this tier list. We have to stop somewhere. I think stopping here is good. I think we've got 80% agreement. Can we agree that if you agree with 80% of this, I think it's pretty good. I think we've got it. Inca has a great boom. That's true, actually. You do make a great point. Inca. They do have great booming potential. Maybe they're up here. Should we just put Ethiopia down there? Should we say they're up top C, maybe, position? Although Inca should be higher. Yeah, it's difficult. The reason is, honestly, the reason I'm struggling with Inca is because I never go up against Inca players. So my knowledge has sort of dwindled. It's faded over the months. So I do struggle with Inca, but yeah. I would say bumping them up to the high C is fair. Swap Inca and Haud, drop France to B, and that's close enough. Swap Inca and Haud. I like that. Oh, Haud up here. You think Haud are C tier? Drop France to B. Really? Why do you think France is B? Haud good civ? Yeah, Haud is low A. It's a good civ. Haud have no boom whatsoever. Aggro not killable. I love this, guys. Haud is strong in 2v2. Early rush is strong. Haud is A in 1v1 but lower in team. Nice lights in the back. Remixes, thank you very much, dude. I'm glad that you noticed the lights. We're feeling quite festive. We got the candle on. Where's the candle? Got a little candle here. We've got the salt lamp. And we've got the lights. That's how we do. All right, how's a low C? Right, we're going to leave it like that.
Oh my,
that's it.
To leave a nasty little